it goes on. And today it's going to be between me and Frosty Teeth on the map Tight End Passage. This is actually round C, or match C, I guess, of the round of 8. That may be because I failed to seed the maps, probably. I don't know. Just putting that out there. Maybe. It's a theory. Anyway, the map is going to be Tight End Passage, which honestly is not really a map that I like particularly much. I kind of feel like it's pretty imbalanced and just sort of like weird in general. The way there's like these huge hills and they actually like point down onto this player's second and stuff like that. I feel like it doesn't really foster particularly balanced gameplay, but that is a different story. Actually, I banned, I think, Gaussian Territories because I didn't want to play that one, and then Frosty Teeth picked this map, which I also didn't want to play. So it was kind of funny that way. It was like, there's nothing I can do about this. But those definitely were my pick ban choices for this map. Let's see, and we saw Frosty Teeth playing against Rebel Leader KN last time, with some nice artillery cruisers. I always like seeing that. But I felt like the opening of both of those players was pretty slow, and of course I'm a very, very fast opening player, and so I feel like this is going to play quite nicely to my strong suits in the game, as I move out with already some sand skimmers coming out on the map. Frosty Teeth has gotten a LAV fabrication already, but no sign that he's built any of those yet, and he's researching AAVs, so it's probably going to be early AAVs. It's very good against sand skimmers, obviously, but it's going to take him some time to get those out onto the field. He's opening up his second base now. I really want to deny this. Like I usually say about early aggression, I don't expect to be able to like kill all of these salvagers or anything, but I do expect to be able to hold these ones off of the second base and do some economic damage while I build up on the back of it. But an important principle in that case is that I need to be able to tech up and expand and stuff like that off of the back of this, or else I don't really get anything out of it. I just slow both of us down at about the same rate. So that's the goal at the moment. This salvager's getting quite low actually, and even though there is a carrier here, I'm probably going to be able to pick this one off without too much problem. The carrier moves in to try to deal with this, but one of them does go down. And I would say this is a good pick-off already. I could probably just leave and everything would be okay. But obviously I'm going to be thinking, well, if I can get something else out of this, I might as well do that too. And this salvager here, Rambo Salvager, thinks he's cool, tries to move out to the resources again, but he gets picked off too. Now I don't like how the turret is on weapons right here. If you know, the carrier. If the carrier doesn't have any power and range, its range is like there. It's like super bad, alright? So I'm able to pick off these salvagers because my sand skimmers actually outrange the carrier right now. So I've gotten 3 already. And I'm going to probably get a 4th here. Yeah, definitely misplay for me. Even though I would have lost probably another sand skimmer, getting that 4th salvager would have been big news for me. But instead I'm going to back away. Now, like I said, you need to be expanding off the back of it if you're going to do some early aggression, and I'm doing that, so I have assault ship fabrication coming down the line right now. And that's going to be important, because otherwise my attack would kind of fall apart where, okay, I still have a bunch of sand skimmers, but now he's got, you know, armored assault vehicles, and so that doesn't obviously work out very well. And then I'm going to get an artifact out as well, bring the score into 1-0, which is quite nice for me. Also, look at the extraction zones. This one actually looks like it's pretty bad because it's so low, but because you need to go down into the low place, this is very good. And also there's a lot of cover around this area. You look at the extraction zone over here on some huge hill, so it's way harder for Team 2 to extract than Team 1. I don't really like this map too much, but that's just my opinion. Sand Skimmer's going to try to go in for another salvager pick here, but they're going to be blocked off these AAVs. The AAVs could actually push out and kill this one Sand Skimmer. I think that would be a good move, but that's certainly not necessary. Having one assault ship here and a second one about to pop out, I feel pretty confident actually in taking this fight, especially with the high ground and everything. There's that second assault ship I was talking about. He'll be queued into the battle immediately. Good focus fire from both sides. Because I have the high ground, I'm able to survive here a little bit easier. Actually, a bit of a misplay for me. So because he's put down a smoke, I could go into the smoke and re-heal. Because, you know, Gaussian units tend to do that. Now there's 3 assault ships against 2 AAVs. Assault ships will beat AAVs in a one-on-one fight. That's just like, that's a thing, you know? And so this is always going to turn out well for me if this fight goes on. But he goes for the run-by here. I'd love to see him use smoke to make the run-by a bit more effective. However, it is quite good in general because AAVs are faster. But he's going to stand still right here, which is not so optimal. And these AAVs should get cleaned up. There's another one here pushing off some sand skimmers. These two staying back in the main, which I agree with, just to stop these sand skimmers from harassing. But these ones are all getting cleaned up in the middle, so that's not the best for Frosty Teeth, obviously. Also some upgrades coming in for me. He's got one upgrade as well, it looks like. Yeah, he's got one upgrade. I'm about to get my second. He's going for railguns. Makes sense, a lot of armored units out on the field, so can't argue with that one. And I'll have a second production cruiser coming out pretty soon. So my attack is looking very, very strong. It's going to be up to Frosty Teeth to defend it using railguns in very good positions. Like, is this out of the map, or can you go there? That's in the map, right. So that's a really good position because it's a nice high ground. The cutoff for the map is kind of arbitrary, just like right here. So it's difficult to tell like how far you can be on one of these dunes, but that is in the map, so that would be a good place to hold this from. Oh look, the tie-down. Huh. Anyway. Sneaky assault ship here. Got a silenced assault ship going on. I like that. I like that a lot. I heard shooting. Oh, look at this! Frosty Teeth with a pretty nice backstab, going in, picking off a whole salvager right here. Second assault ship is going to come in and try to clean that up, but still a nice little move there. Anything you can do to disrupt your opponent's economy, usually worth it. Whole bunch of assault ships moving through over here, and the carrier goes for a carrier block but doesn't quite execute it right. You want to turn earlier so that you can stop them from moving. So these assault ships are going to get past. Massive damage being done to everything in this area. I'm going to focus on the support cruiser here. Now he's got railgun fabrication, and he's going to begin building those at the moment. Support cruiser goes down though, and that's a huge loss, obviously. And I believe he had just built that too, like that was fresh off the press, already taken down. Railgun pops out of the carrier here. This is going to be good for defending, but it's going to be difficult to keep this alive, and also all of the salvagers are basically dead already, so the attack has already been successful. The question is, what can I get on the exit, basically? How long can I stick around here and keep doing damage? And at this point, it's looking pretty much hopeless for Frosty Teeth. I don't really see what he could do here. Even 3 artifacts being scored, just in case there wasn't enough on the field already. I love assault ships, man. They're really difficult to get working, but when you do, they're just incredible. And with that, the entire military forces of Frosty Teeth have been cleaned out all over the map. Certainly he will have to GG pretty soon because it's pretty obvious there's really nothing he can go for at this point. Perhaps he's going to try to just like do one last carrier push or something, but that's not going to work either because he's got Power Reserve 2 research, but I've got 3 artifacts in the bag. And I'm researching railguns because that's pretty nice for finishing off this kind of situation. Very difficult to get the carrier kill, obviously, with assault ships. It takes like 5 years. So, that is that. But yeah, the economy for Frosty Teeth does not exist. Oh, but he's got an LAV. Alright guys, I got this. He pretty much can just leave now, but he wants to stay in. I can respect that, I suppose. However, I see what's going on. I power up my carrier already. I'm getting power reserves and everything because I know what he's doing, you know. This is no secret to me. Even trying to hit this LAV with the det packs and the salvagers, but I mean, when have we ever seen that work out? Anyway, this one LAV is super annoying, man. Most effective LAV of the game. I mean, because it's the only LAV of the game so far, but still. Well, here comes the big bad carrier. I've got no interest in this. I've left all of my military just like on his expansions actually because and my thinking here was like, well, he can't go back there now, so I mean, that's all I gotta do. You can tell I kind of got lazy in the end game right here, but it's sort of like, I don't know, in chess when there's like one move that'd be better than another one, but they both let you win. It's like, doesn't really matter at that point, you've already won. Now, interestingly, the Coalition Carrier might actually win this on its own because it actually just has like more health than the Galzian one, but I've got railguns, so it doesn't matter. That's why you gotta tech into railguns in this kind of situation, because otherwise your opponent can go for some kind of like, I've already lost, but let's see what I can do cheese and actually beat you. That would be a hard ask at this point. Oh, look at that. Tragically, he doesn't even have enough resources to make a salvager, so it's all over. The carriers are bonding. I think I made that joke in game actually with Frosty Teeth. And he is gonna get destroyed. But even in the act of exploding, he slid further towards me to make sure I would take more damage from the blast, if only that was a feature. It is in remastered. Anyway, that don't matter none such. And I'm gonna take this game rather comfortably. So, that is that. And I'll catch you in the next, no, in, what is it, match D from this round.